Hey everyone, and welcome back to the sixth episode of CrossRoads. Today, in this episode, we have Arsh with us, who recently finished his internship at Samsung and also who has previously interned at ISRO. So, Arsh, for the benefit of all the viewers, can you just give a brief introduction about yourself?
So first of all, hi Guru, thank you for having me here.
Yeah.
So I would like to introduce myself. My name is Arsh Goyal. I'm currently pursuing my Bachelor's of Technology in Electronics and Communication at NIT Jalandhar. I'm a third year undergraduate student who loves to explore various technologies and aims at building some viable solutions that can help improve the quality of life. So I'm a guy who takes part in various competitions, various hackathons, and I don't like to miss any opportunity that comes into my way. So talking about my academic part, I have been an NTSC scholar, and in my college, I have been one of the branch toppers in my with respect to CGPA. Also, along with that, I have done internships at Indian Space Research Organization, as well as I recently completed my internship at Samsung R&D Institute, Bangalore.
Okay,
So
that's very
yeah.
nice to hear. So, how did you get the internship at Samsung? Was it off campus or Samsung came to your campus?
Yeah, actually, Samsung came to our campus, so it was an on-campus internship opportunity that we got.
Okay.
So, just to brief you about the process, how the interview held and how the test was there. So, first of all, Samsung came into our campus and we were asked to share our resumes. So,
Yeah.
but that was just an round. Not any shortlisting was not done on the basis of resume. After that, we were asked to we were given a coding test. So there's a special test of Samsung as compared to other companies. Like Samsung gives a test on their own platform, and we have to
Okay.
solve just one coding question in 3 hours. Like we were given
Three.
3 hours and
Okay.
one question.
Okay.
And there are some something special about this is you can't use STL. Like you have to write each and every function, each and every class on your own, and you have to
Okay.
implement the code. Like you can't use
Okay.
any predefined libraries or anything in that their platform. Nothing works. And there are 50 test cases of that question. So you need
Okay.
to clear all the 50 test cases to get shortlisted for the next round.
Okay.
So around 180 to 200 people from our campus sat for the test, and they shortlisted 16 people.
Okay. So, like, what was the difficulty level of the question? You told they had given 3 hours for the single question. So,
Yeah,
how difficult?
I would say it was in the range of medium to hard, not much hard, but something is like it was a variation in dynamic programming question. Like
Okay.
if you can start thinking of the approach, like I covered it within 1.5 hours. Like it was over. I got all the
Okay.
50
Okay.
test cases passed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
So
can go
after
ahead.
that, 16 students were shortlisted after this test who got all the 50 test cases clear. Only those were shortlisted for the next round.
Okay. So, like, even if you got 40 test cases right, they were not
Nothing.
selected.
They were not
Oh.
selected.
Okay.
This was the criteria, and after interviews, there were 2 rounds of interviews, technical interviews and one HR plus technical interview. So in the technical interview part, they basically covered the concepts of first of all, they were asking some questions of data structure algorithms, like the traditional questions, a question from linked list, a question from heaps, and a question from basic question from dynamic programming.
Yeah.
Three
Okay.
questions of data structure algorithms. Along with that, they even asked some questions on operating systems as well as some questions on DBMS.
Mm-hmm.
So this was the process, like, and they discussed one of my projects also that was based upon machine learning.
Okay.
So this was the technical round, and like they took technical round of 16 students, and after that, around 6 students were sent for the HR round.
Okay.
So from total 16. So
Okay.
that was not HR, but mix of HR and technical. So after that round, total 3 students were selected from our campus. So I was one of the 3 students selected for Samsung.
Okay. So, was it your first interview, or you had given interviews before this also for the internship?
Like for my session, like in that particular placement season, it was my first interview that I was giving.
Okay. So, like, after that, you didn't give any interviews at all for internship.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
When was this? When did this take place? Which
Uh,
month?
yeah, this took place in August 2019.
Okay, so you had one whole year free, nothing to do. Once you're clear for the internship rounds.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
This
okay.
was
So, was it a research internship or software development internship?
it
Like
was a
most of.
software developer internship. Like it came for the role of software engineer only.
Okay, okay. And like, how was the experience of interning at Samsung?
As the situation is currently, like we were also not very sure in the month of March or April what would be the situation.
Okay, okay, yeah.
So like, but hope we got to know at the end of April that Samsung is turning in their internship into a virtual experience. So our
Mhm.
internship started around from 7th May, and like everything was done virtually. Like we were assigned our mentors, and like I was particularly assigned the Wi-Fi software team. So I had
Okay.
to write some algorithm based upon their previous algorithm and like some modifications and all. So this was basically the project that I worked upon. Worked in Samsung. Like the mentors, they were very helpful and they were like ready to tell me whatever thing at what point of time in the day. Like I can call them or I can ask them at any point of time. Like we usually had calls of around 1 hour, 1.5 hours a day.
Okay.
So this was the theme at like so overall, it was a very good experience at Samsung.
Okay. So it was for how many months?
Like
Like,
it started on 7th May and it ended on 30th of June. Like 2 months internship.
okay, okay. So it was basically for 2 months. Yeah, that's nice. Sure. And I also saw that you got an internship at ISRO. So can you explain about that also? Like, how did you get
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Like after I got an internship at Samsung in my on campus, that I started exploring various other things. I was interested in machine learning, so I went into some depth of machine learning, and then there was an opportunity at ISRO. So like
How did you get to know about that? How did you get to know that there was an opportunity?
So, like ISRO came into it's like after getting an internship at Samsung, then there was an opportunity from ISRO. Like a research scientist from ISRO Dehradun, he mailed to our training and placement head, and there was a demand for machine learning interns. Like it was
Okay.
not a particular specific like those who have got the internship they are to sit or not, but it was open for all.
Okay.
So the selection process in ISRO was like we were asked to give our resumes first of all and a cover letter in which
Mhm.
like all the details of our projects and what all things we have worked upon in the past that were discussed. And after that, we had a round of telephonic interviews for ISRO,
Okay.
and they selected around 4 to 5 people from our campus who did an internship at ISRO in the months of December and January.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
what was the kind of work there?
Yeah, so like as I already mentioned, they wanted people who had some experience working in Python, who had some experience working on machine learning models and neural networks. So the project that I got was basically to train a generative adversarial networks model. Like
Hmm.
we were given some images of that were taken from satellite. There were some false images and true images, and we need to like train them using generative adversarial networks. And we like completed this internship in the span of 2 months. Like it was also like we had an option of either we can join them on campus or we can join them off campus. Like we can do it virtually, but the college doesn't allow us to like we can leave the college and go there in the month of in the winter vacations. So like I managed to do it virtually. Like we had weekly calls with a mentor who was assigned to us from ISRO, and so this was overall like the internship experience at ISRO. It was also very enriching. Like I got to know how the things are working. Like in particularly in the case of remote sensing, I was not very aware of what remote sensing is and how things are like how the people at like you can say that it was a research internship. Like I was to dig deep into the things and then we got to some conclusion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So like if you compare and contrast between working at a private company that is Samsung and a government organization that is ISRO, so what was the difference between both of them?
Uh, like uh, like as in comparison, like both the internships I did on a virtual grounds, like
Yeah.
Samsung also and ISRO also.
So was there
So
any difference?
yeah, I would say like in the Samsung thing, it was like well managed. Like we had an HR team, HR Connect sessions. We have like they were asking for queries like, do we have something like is there any communication gap felt or anything. Like this was more structured, I would say. Like we were having like we had a daily call, we have weekly calls and all. But in ISRO, like it was not like that structured. Like it was open to us. Like whenever we find the need, we can contact the mentor.
Okay.
I found it more structured in Samsung as compared to ISRO. But the experience overall, like I would say, I felt a bit better at Samsung. The project I was more interested that I got at Samsung.
Okay.
So as compared to ISRO, I would say the experience was more better at Samsung.
Yeah. But working at ISRO, saying that you worked at ISRO is also a great thing, right? It's a cool thing also.
Yeah. Fine. That was like there was nothing as such like I didn't like, but it was an awesome experience working with the research scientist who had an experience of around 20-25 years working at ISRO. That was an amazing thing for me.
Okay. So how was your preparation for all of this? Like, how did you spend your first 3 years are over in college, right? So how did you spend your first 3 years in college? How all did you prepare? What all you have done?
Yeah, like I would like to mention, like in the first year of my college, like I came into the college with literally no knowledge of programming. Like I came from a background we're not taught how to code or how to program.
Okay.
So I just saw the C language for the first time when I came to my first year, how the things are working and how like people are using C language. So that was really a tough task, how the things are going and like how I'll be able to manage. So although I did well in my first year, I was the overall topper in the entire batch of 2017 for my first year.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah. So like in the like seeing everything like we plan to start a club named as coding club at our campus that in which we discussed among our friends regarding some programming questions and like what all difficulties we face and we discussed the tips among us. So we started with a WhatsApp group, this coding club NIT Jalandhar, and we have certainly developed it to as an official club of NIT Jalandhar within a span of 2 or 3 years. Like we now it's an official club of NIT Jalandhar, official coding club of NIT Jalandhar that started from that particular WhatsApp group. Apart from that, talking about preparation, like everybody knows, like the important thing that if we are aiming a particular tech giant or a particular tech company, the most important thing is data structure algorithms. So,
Yes.
so practicing data structure algorithms from lead code from Geeks for Geeks, solving algorithmic problems, and this was how I prepared for data structure algorithms and participating in some of the competitions that are held by various companies or something. So this was how I prepared for data structure algorithms. In the fourth semester, like there was some like I had interest in machine learning, so I started exploring. I did some MOOCs online related to machine learning on Coursera or Udemy. So that developed some interest. Then I like after that I got an opportunity in machine learning only at ISRO, and so that's why like this was the overall thing that I prepared for, and I'm here.
So it seems like you are a talented and bright student right from your childhood, right? 15,
It has
and
been.
you have
It
been
has
a
been.
topper.
Yeah.
Do you feel CGPA actually matters in placements and all?
No, not at all. Like it's just a criteria for eligibility, nothing else.
Yeah.
Like most of the companies are considering a CGPA of 6 or 6.5 at max 7. Samsung has a
Yeah.
CGPA criteria of 7. Like all those who are getting 7 CGPA and above, they are eligible to sit in Samsung. Like, but mostly the companies are allowing everybody. Like if it's 6 or 6.5, that doesn't matter. Everything
Yeah.
matters how you present yourself in the interview, how you give the test, and all. Like there's no relationship. But although it's decent to maintain a good CGPA to not to hamper at any situation, like it seems fine. Like if we maintain a decent CGPA, like there's nothing wrong. I feel like, and this CGPA is also like we usually prepared for around 10-15 days before the exams. Nothing else.
Yeah, that happens with everyone. Every engineering student might be
Yeah,
doing mostly the
yeah.
same thing. They take out the books just a week before the exams and then prepare.
Yeah, but that time you should utilize like properly for the exams only. Like if you're like segregating 10 days or 15 days, so I would say that time you should focus only on the studies and mainly the exams that you're focusing upon, so that you can maintain both of the things like in those 10 days, and you can maintain a good CGP as well, or whatsoever else you are doing, so you can do that as well.
Yeah, that's totally true. So you also participated in Student India Hackathon, right? Like I
Yeah,
saw you
Smart
have done
India
a project.
Hackathon.
Sorry, Smart India Hackathon. Sorry. So like,
Yeah.
what is that? It started. It started last year itself, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, like it was Smart India Hackathon 2020. Like this time, Smart India Hackathon had two rounds, like internal round and external round. So in the internal round, like we had around 30 teams from our college
okay.
who presented their projects in front of the jury. So,
Yeah.
like the project that we had was a problem statement of CDK Global. It's an organization. It asked us to develop a project on a farmer's portal, like to reduce the role of middleman and basically so that farmers can sell their crop to the end customers at
Consumer.
their own
Yeah.
cost.
And like end to end, directly from farmer to consumer. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
This was the overall problem statement, and we worked upon this project. We developed a web portal. I had a team with my friends and juniors also. So we were able to make into the top five teams of our college from 30, but
Yeah.
we couldn't get into the next round after that. So I was in the top five teams in Smart India Hackathon that this time.
Okay. Okay. That's
Yeah.
even we did the same project for our DVMS project. I had actually worked on the same, removing the middleman from the
Yeah.
workforce, like farmer to consumers. I did the same project.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah. So you also been a Microsoft student partner, right? Since I think why it's been 1 year.
Yeah, I was selected as a Microsoft student partner in the month of September last year.
Okay, September. So it's been 9, 10. So how has the journey been for that
like
thing?
like first of all, I would say, like in the month of January I was chosen as a DSC lead, that is developer student club lead by Google developers.
Yeah.
So that journey has been really very good and exponential. Like it has given me various opportunities to explore myself, the technologies that I know I can deliver it to people. They generally provided us with some courses, and they generally provided us with some teaching materials that we can deliver it to the students, generally organizing some competitions. So I have been active in these communities as well. Like a lot, I would say I have been involved in communities, organizing events and speaking at various occasions, organizing hackathons, judging hackathons, mentoring hackathons. So this has been a part of my college life. In if we say it's extracurricular or hobbies, we
Okay.
can say.
Okay. Hmm.
So, so DSC lead gave me various opportunities. We were even invited to a summit at Goa. Like I visited Goa for this 3 days luxurious summit for developer student club lead. Along with that, Microsoft student, I was selected in September. Uh,
Hmm.
as a being a Microsoft student partner, I conducted various events like Azure workshops and a hackathon based on Azure, like in which people use Azure. We also conducted one week of learning in which we taught web development to students, basically front end, I would say, and an
Hmm.
Android boot camp that was conducted in the month of February this year. So this has been the journey. Like I also attended the Microsoft Student Partner Summit that was held in Delhi this year in the month of January.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this student partner events, they're sponsored by Microsoft itself, or you have to pay on your own and go there and all.
For
The
Microsoft
one.
Student Partner, yeah, this summit, I would, yeah,
So
summit
it
was
was.
like
Yeah.
we had to pay for our own expenses for travel, but
Hmm.
everything else in the hotel and all was arranged by Microsoft team. And but in the case of DSC Summit, like it was all free, like air travel. We went to go and everything was arranged by a developer student club.
Okay. That's nice to hear. 3 days at
Yeah,
Goa.
yeah.
Okay. So apart from that, what do you do in your free time? What are your hobbies and all?
I generally like I have been watching some. I like Bollywood, not much Hollywood. I have been watching some of the Bollywood movies, but not very frequently. I generally involve in some of the other college clubs also. Like I have been a part of Innovation Club or Institution Innovation Council, generally planning events, talking to more and more people is, I would say, my hobby. Interacting with them and getting to know what they are doing and how they are doing, and even if juniors are getting something or junior wants to know something. So this is the part of, I would say, my hobbies.
Okay, okay, that's nice. So how is the kind of atmosphere in your college in at an
Uh,
IDGL competition, the atmosphere, events, clubs, and all that?
like I would say, like we had a very a nice environment in the terms of both, like talking about like uh, general clubs. We have technical fest, cultural fest, like they are like at the top level in the North India. And
Hmm.
along with that, we have various clubs in our college, like developer student club, like innovation club, like innovation council, and some of the culture clubs like team cultural affairs, and who manages the cultural fest. So I have been a part of even the sponsorship teams of cultural clubs, and like pitching to the various companies for getting the sponsorship and all. So this was like what I did as a part of various clubs, and how I spent 3 years of my college, I would
Okay,
say.
okay, that's. How did you choose engineering for like? Were you initially inclined towards computer science engineering since the beginning, or it happened all of a sudden?
No, like it was all of a sudden that I didn't take coaching for my particularly preparing for JE or particularly doing something for JE. I just attended my school normally, written my board exams, and after that, people were giving JE. I was not aware like we need to give JE for engineering. So I just
Okay,
got to know after I gave my board exams, like people are sitting for JE. I was like overall a bright student in the terms of academics, like in the
okay,
terms of board examinations, but I was
yeah,
not very much aware like how to prepare for JE and all. I just sat for JE and I got a decent rank in JE mains, but I couldn't. I qualified for JE advanced as well, but I couldn't be in the cutoff region for IITs. But I managed to get NIT Jalandhar. That was close to my hometown also, and so this it was totally like I wouldn't say it was prepared or something. It just randomly happened.
no, okay, okay. So, like, what would you be if not an engineer? If not a computer science software engineer, what would you be?
Like I had interest in journalism, I would say.
Oh,
Like
that
I would be a journalist,
that's
if
totally off
not.
track from computer science.
Yeah, like talking about journalist, or I would say probably thinking of something that is like that is something visible. I would say like something that has more and more opportunities to speak, more and more opportunities to interact. So that is something that I would look for, if not computer science and engineering.
Okay, okay, that's nice to hear. Your advice to anybody who would be beginners, like you were the one completely who was unaware of programming all once before you came to college. So how would you, what would you suggest to people who are starting fresh?
I would say like they should be first of all plan the things accordingly. They should have some particular target or aim, like they are aiming for this particular thing. So
Hmm.
if we have a particular aim at the starting, then the journey that goes to achieve that aim is becomes a little, I would say, focused, and becomes a little easy for them if they are looking at a particular target. So they should start preparing for their programming languages. Start with any of the object-oriented language like Java or C++. Then go for after like knowing the basics of that language, they should start learning data structure algorithms. Practicing more of data structure algorithm is something that would lead them definitely to something really good that they're looking for.
So how did you practice? Like, how many questions had you solved by the end of your second year?
I had I didn't do much of competitive programming. I did basically on Geeks for Geeks and Lead Code. I would say around 500 600 questions on Geeks for Geeks and some questions on Lead Code. But after that, I preferred Lead Code. First of all, I was doing on Geeks for Geeks, but later I shifted to Lead Code.
Okay, okay, that's also nice. That's nice to hear. So, anything else you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, this was like amazingly very well planned journey that happened, and I landed up to what Samsung doing internship, and that's all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's it. It was nice talking to us. So I think it will be helpful for people who are looking forward to get into Samsung or ISRO. At least they'll get to know how. The thing, what happens presently is most of the people don't know what is happening around them, and then I've seen many people like what happens is when they see somebody posting on LinkedIn that they got a job, and then they start asking, "How do you get?" The problem is there
Yeah,
is a information gap itself. They don't know where to start from.
yeah. So the need is like people should come up and like should know the opportunities. They should look for more and more opportunities and apply. I would say apply for anything that you get,
Yeah,
even if there
that's
are least chances of selection. You should apply at least if you're eligible for that thing.
Yeah, sometimes very unexpected things happen. If
Yeah,
even if you don't expect something will come through your way, it comes and you get selected or
yeah,
you get a good
yeah,
chance at things.
yeah. So try looking for opportunities. The world is full of opportunities. Like from everywhere, each and everywhere, there is an opportunity coming. What I see from my perspective. So grab them as soon as you can. This is the overall conclusion, I would say.
Yeah, that's it. It was nice talking to us. Thank you. Thanks for being on the show. I'll just
Thank,
share your social media links and all in the description. So if anybody who's listening and who wants to contact you, ask you about something else, they can contact you. Yeah, so that's it. Thank
thank
you,
you,
everyone.
thank you so
Thanks
much,
for
Guru. It
being
was
on the show.
nice talking to you. Thank you.
Yeah, have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you.